Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Million Star Show that we have every single Monday. My name is Fatima Omar Khamissa. I am the creative founder of Million Stars Academy, Platinum Publishing, where we help women be seen, get visibility and exposure, and position themselves as an expert and authority. I have the beautiful and gorgeous and intelligent Janine El-Hanawi. Janine, say hello while I go and check to see if everything is working.
Absolutely. Hello, ladies. Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. So my name is Janine El-Hanawi, and I am an accountability advisor and director of marketing with Million Stars Academy. And I'm so excited to be here because we got to something really exciting and amazing to speak about today, isn't it, Fatima?
We do. We do. We're talking about books. And I had this dream last night, Janine. What are the first six letters in the word authority? And sorry, I know English is your third language, and I'm putting you on the spot, but everybody can answer this. What is the first six letters in the word authority?
Well, also,
Right?
yes.
I
Yeah.
know. And I was just like, ding 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 ding, and I was thinking about like my life. How did everything start? What happened, right? As I went through this journey, like people will ask me, how did you get into coaching? How did you become a published author? How? And I was like, you know to be honest with you, I didn't actually choose this path. The path chose me, and I just listened. So, welcome everyone. Today, you can see the title here. It is Write Your Book. I mean, if you look around today, look on Amazon, look at New York Times bestseller, USA bestseller, Canadian bestseller, Gold, Globe and Mail bestseller. I can tell you that in the self-help world, coaches, entrepreneurs, speakers, people are opening up and waking up to the power of getting published. And today we're going to talk all about that. Janine's created some questions she's going to ask me. We've got an amazing, amazing special event happening. The link is here in the post. Now, if you're so excited already and you're just like, I want that information right now, all you got to do is comment book, hashtag book. And we're going to get all the information. Somebody on our team will swoop in whoo, and get that information for you. Okay, so let's start this conversation about writing a book. And I'm going to set the stage up here. Okay, if you are not someone that has the next Harry Potter inside of you, we're not talking about that caliber of writing. Okay, we're not talking about the John Grishams of the world, right? The person who's going to birth the next Harry Potter series. We're not talking about that. We are talking about professionals, entrepreneurs, coaches, speakers who want to position themselves in the market in a very intelligent, strategic manner where you are seen as an authority and an expert in your niche. That's what we're talking about, right? It's like the nobodies like me who want to position ourselves and say, we know something. We want to share it with the world. And that's what we're so set up the whole platform on why you should write a book. Why is it the smart, intelligent thing to do right now? Janine, take it away. I am going to see some comments happening here. And tell us, let's get this conversation started.
Absolutely. And let me tell you first, I'm so excited to speak about this because normally we always speak about coaching and how to upscale your coaching and everything. And that's a very, very, exciting topic. But you are also doing another thing, and you are an eight-time, you have written 8 books, you are a best-selling author. And normally people don't see that about you. And that's why I'm so excited, because you're actually also an expert in that, in helping people getting published. So Fatima, I have some questions for you, and I really would love to hear from your side. So why should a coach, speaker, or entrepreneur actually want to get published? What is the benefit of that?
I love that question. This is so great. I was just watching a video by my mentor, and I've got a lot of mentors. I hire a new mentor every single year. And I was watching a video by my mentor, who is the highest paid sales coach in the world, Dan Locke. Okay. And he's just written his eighth book, Unstuck. And he's talking about the same thing. So here is why you should be writing a book. So how did we start this conversation? If you are going to write a fiction book, I can't help you, because there is not enough content, or there is not talent in the world to write another Harry Potter. But maybe she's being born right now. Maybe she is writing right now. Our clients are not those people. Our clients are people who are coaches who want to be known. Imagine going to a networking function, business card, business card, business card, business card. I have garbage pails full of business cards. Okay. But if I say to you, hello, Janine, hello, how are you today? Blah, 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 blah. I'd like to offer you my book. Okay. Here's my book. And this is the last one I wrote. And which tells me it's definitely time to write another book. Okay. I give you my book. How many times have you heard this, Janine? Wasn't she the girl who wrote the book on? Wasn't he the guy who wrote the book on? And suddenly you are catapulted into the stratosphere of another level of expert. Suddenly it's perception. You see, you always knew you were smart. You know you're smart. You know you can solve a problem in a really wonderful way. If a client comes to you, you get results, right? But does the world know that? And if the world doesn't know that, you're a secret. And if you're a secret, you don't get paid. And if you don't get paid, your business is just a hobby. That's what's really going on here. And so, how do you take that information that you have and put it in a book? It doesn't matter whether you get a publisher, you don't get a publisher, you're self-published. I would say to you, if you have information and you're excited about that, and you know you've got a solution, and you went through something in your life, you got a skill, you got a know-how, you got a story, put it in a book. Because even after you expire this meat suit, right? Because whether you believe in reincarnation or an afterlife, this experience of this human suit has a limited, finite time. Yes? So when you pass and you expire and you go on to the next realm, your book will continue to be here to encourage, to empower, and to educate another human being. How awesome is that?
That's so amazing, Fatima. Thank you so much for sharing. And I really, when you said, about people giving away business cards, and then you come and you give away your book, I mean, it's just something else. You're not going to throw it in the trash. You're going to at least put it on the bookshelf. And then sometimes you see it again and you say, oh, wow, I want to read that book. And it's really a legacy that one can leave behind. So amazing.
Yeah. I know personally friends and family who have found a book that they really like. Like, let's look at some of the really wonderful books. And I'll tell you about the very first book that changed my life. Was the beginning of the end of, being stuck and struggling. The opening of self-development for me was The 7 Habits of Successful People, Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. And I know people who found a book that impacted them, a self-help book, a get-to-know book, a how-to book is what we specialize in. And guess what? They bought 20 copies, 30 copies, and gave it to students who were graduating high school and university. So a book is something you give people in education. And now Stephen Covey has passed. And the book is still being sold and given away as gifts. Your book could be that book, right? Let me give you another example of a book. And I've got another book right here. Another book that you can be writing. And this is, I wish I had all our clients' books here, but here's another book by a client of ours. She got a bestseller, Athena, and her book is called Mortgage Don'ts. Okay, she wanted to write a book. She's a mortgage broker. She owns a mortgage company. And the tagline is stop unnecessary expenses, stress, and anxiety when setting up your mortgage. These books are not giant books. They're 100 pages. Do you know The Art of War is less than 90 pages and it is one of the most effective books in the world? People don't want 300 pages, 400 pages. They want a quick read. They want to get through it really fast. And she wrote this book because she found out everybody was asking her the same questions when a client would come. So she wanted a book that would qualify her leads. So the moment somebody said they were looking for a mortgage or they wanted to buy a house, she'd be like, oh my God, amazing. Let me send you my book. So they would quickly read through the book. And then she says, as soon as you finish reading the book, let's set up a time on the phone and see if we make a good fit. Now she cut all the hours of qualifying clients because what is the resource that we'll never get enough is time. She writes this book, right? We help her do everything, the cover, the best-selling, the launch, everything we did for her. And we promised her that it would be top 10, and we hit #1 with her book in real estate and mortgage. She got 100 brand new qualified leads. What is the power of that? It's not about just getting leads, qualified, powerful leads, people who are raising their hands, jumping up and down, saying, I'm ready to work with you right now.
Wow,
Okay.
that's fabulous.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what happened. And she was like, all my dreams came true. You know, everything I wanted and more. Now, I want to, while we're talking about this, I got a question in the DM on the weekend. And on the weekend, the DM, the person goes, because I actually wrote a post saying, I wrote my 2 books, I became a best-selling author, and my annual income became my monthly income. Okay. And so the lady, really wonderful lady, slid in my DMs and she said, I thought people don't make money writing books. And I said, that's true. Okay, so now it's like, what? What? You just said, like, Fatima, what is it? You just said your annual income became your monthly income, but then you also said you don't make money from a book. So what's that about? Janine, ask me the question.
Yeah, that's so confusing. I was just like going to tell you the same thing. Yeah, so tell us more about it. So how actually you wrote the books and then your annual income became your monthly income, because yeah, tell us more about that.
Yeah, such a great thing. Such a great thing. And that is why people are so confused in the publishing world. So one side, I'm saying my annual income became my monthly income. On the other side, I'm saying the book won't make you any money. Okay, so let's go back to J.K. Rowling as an example of Harry Potter. Okay, J.K. Rowling became the wealthiest woman, I don't know, in the world or in Europe or somewhere else. And people look at that story. Sorry, my nose is itchy. People look at that story. Here she was, a woman on welfare, single mom, writing things on the napkin in a bar. And she went from that to all the way to billionaire. Right? So in our mind, we think we're going to write this amazing book and we're going to maybe not become a billionaire, but at least it's a really amazing pension plan, retirement plan. People are going to buy my book. Here is the problem with that thinking. The problem with that thinking is this. The book, okay, and I'm going to bring out some of the other books here. The book, this is our multi-author book. This is the other book. This is another book. Right? I've got 5 or 6 here sitting here. The book itself will not sell, and being cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching inside of your cash register, your bank account, your Amazon, okay? The book itself is not a direct line to making money while you sit back and chill out and watch Netflix. Okay, it's not. Please don't do that. If you are thinking, because it's a lot of work, it's a lot of money, it's a lot of effort, time, editing, proofreading, getting the graphics ready, making sure that the title is ready, making sure it is marketable, all of that. If you're thinking that, please take that dream and go kill it. Now, if you want to use your book as a key, as a weapon, as an intelligent strategy of positioning you in the market, it is the best, most guaranteed way to success. In fact, I give my books away. Okay, I use it as a lead magnet. I give it away for free. I charge like $1 for the book as a promotion. I want eyes and people to read the book. I send it to podcasts. I send it to radio shows, TV shows. I send it to past clients, future clients, prospects, because a book is a powerful and strategic weapon, a tool, a resource to uplift others and position yourself on the stage of global personal development. So how did that happen for me? How did that happen for me? When I wrote the books, in the beginning, I just had no idea, Janine. And my books were actually written, my very early books, as a cathartic way of healing. Just healing. I wanted to get my thoughts on paper, and I wanted to share it with other women, and I wanted to help women who had gone through what I went through and just get that out. But after 3 books, writing, editing, proofreading, getting it up there, making sure the graphics were right, nothing was happening with the book. I felt somewhat defeated. I was like, nobody wants to read the book. What's the point? And I had gone to an event in Florida. I think that was in 2013, maybe. And I had met these guys from Texas, really great guys. And we were just chatting. They had a booth, and the person I attended the conference with, he was selling spots on stage, right? So it's like he's going to sell a spot on stage, 2-minute, 3-minute, 5-minute spots on stage. And those people, for the price they were paying, they also got a little booth, which is kind of like a little table, small table, round little table, and you could speak to the attendees. So I met these guys. You never know who you're going to meet where. And, they were talking to me, really great guys. I really resonated with them. And they said to me, hey, why don't you fly to Texas and we'll show you how to do bestseller? And I was like, what? There's such a thing? And I did. If I'm feeling really like I resonate with somebody and I'm like, this is going to be a good thing, I'm just go. Like, just go. Let's go do it. Let's go find out, right? What's the worst thing that's going to happen? I'm going to find out that it didn't work. But if I never go, I'm never going to know. Anyway, they were like, let's show you how this is done. So for 1 year, I worked with them in 2014, and I just listened to them. And that's how I do with coaches. I get really like tunnel vision. I get totally myopic. I take everything I thought I knew, put it in a little container, and I'm like, I'm just going to listen to these coaches. And they were like, let me show you how to do your niche. Let's do this, let's do that. And we want to position you as one of our trainers, not just you doing this, but we want you to be a trainer. But before you become a trainer, Fatima, you need to see if the system works. You need to be the guinea pig. And I'm like, that totally makes sense. So I wrote, under their supervision and direction and coaching, I wrote a book at the very beginning, February, well, kind of sort of the beginning of that year, 2014. And within 48 hours, Janine, my book hit #1. And I was like, what just happened? Right? What just happened? I was like in shock. The moment that happened, something magical start happening. My phone start ringing, the DM starts, emails are starting. People are like, "Oh, we didn't know you knew about this. We didn't know you wrote a book. Oh my God, that's what happened." I wasn't making money from the book. I was making money because people were like, "Can you speak on my panel? Can you speak on my stage? Can you be an expert in the series that we're doing?" The world saw me differently. I was suddenly a person that they wanted to work with. People were like, "We want to work with you." And I didn't have a coaching program. I was like, oh my God. It's like having a factory. There's a lineup outside and I'm selling donuts, but I didn't make the dough yet.
Yes, sounds like, yeah.
Such a great problem to have, right? I had to come up. I didn't have a team. I didn't have anything. I just wrote this book and I saw the power of getting published. I saw the power. Okay. And then guess what showed up somewhere in the middle of the year, Janine? Imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome showed up. Who are you? You too big for your boots. You just wrote a book, big deal. And then the thought, someone is going to figure out you just a fake. All of these thoughts from Perfect Princess and ego start showing up. And so I said to myself, okay, Fatima, these thoughts are showing up. What should you do? Guess what I did in November? In November, right at the very beginning of November, I was like, oh my God, the end of the year is coming. It's like 8 weeks before the end of the year. I need to write another book right now. Right now, I need to write another book before the end of the year. And so what do I start doing? I'm like, okay, what do I do? What do I start writing a book? Start writing a book. And in 3 weeks, I wrote the book, edited, published. I used Upwork, I used Fiverr, I used all of the things that I teach people how to do in the most amazing, seamless way. And our book hit #1 in 24 hours. And I became a 2 times best-selling author in 1 year.
Wow.
And that is what happened. My annual income became my monthly income. And everything changed for me. And I saw the power of publishing. And then what happened? People around me in my circles, different niches, were like, can you show me how to do this? And I was like, we could do it for you. And the publishing company was born like that because my Texas guys were like, you're ready. You did it. You can now train. How awesome is that?
That's so awesome, so inspiring. And I heard like parts of the story before, and now it's like you put it all together, and so amazing and inspiring. And yeah, I guess after your first 3 books, all the other books were best-selling books, right?
All of them.
Yeah.
All of them, because we found the model. We found the way to do it, right? We found the formula, right? We found it. And Amazon changes their algorithm every week. So a self-published author has a way of getting to be bestseller, no issues, but it's very challenging when you have the algorithms changing. So people will ask us, well, if the algorithms are changing, how do you do it? Well, guess what? On our training, I'm going to show exactly the formula for getting a bestseller book. The exact formula. It's very, very simple. And I'm going to share that with you because you know what? You deserve to know. You deserve to know. So if you're saying, I'm a speaker, I'm a coach, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm very excited to do that, click the link below or even hashtag comment book. You might be watching this live. You might be watching this on the replay. We will send you the deets, all the details. Our team will send it to you as fast as they can because you want this information. You want to know how we did it because That's how you get it. And we're going to share the formula. We're going to share how to market your book. We're going to share how to write a book, why to write a book. All of that is going to be inside of the special event masterclass.
Wow, that's so exciting, Fatima. And I want to ask you another question that came up when I was listening to you. And so, what is the thing, like, if somebody doesn't feel or says, I'm not a writer, what do I do? Can you help me with that? Or maybe my writing doesn't really feel to me like people want to read it.
Oh, I love that. I can tell you right now, I suck at writing. Okay? I am a terrible writer. I can speak, I can inspire, I can motivate, I can talk, but when it comes to writing, I am not a natural writer. It takes a long time for me to actually write something. So, guess what? Like a millennial, like a Gen Z, or I don't know who these people are, our kids these days, people say, oh, they're lazy. No, they have found ways to make things work easier, effortless, in less time. That's why we have all these young people becoming millionaires. We have found the same thing. We found a way where you can write a book without being a writer. You can write a book successfully, even if you're a bad writer like me. Okay, join the club. I'm one of those people in the club of I'm a bad writer. Okay. And so if that's the case, we have a solution for you. Don't worry. We got you. We got you. And we're going to share with you how we do it as well.
That's so amazing to hear that from a 5 times best-selling author, Fatima. So
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Right. I mean, Janine, tell me something. Can you name a coach that has a book? So I want you to think about coaches in the industry. There are people we follow. There are people that are gurus in our world, in our stratosphere. And there's a saying, and the saying is a coach without a book is like a business without a payment processor. Okay, if you had a business, you know how you should have a way of collecting money, whether it's wire transfer, PayPal, Stripe, there's a way you process your payment. Well, if a business doesn't have a payment processor, they're out of business. If a coach doesn't have a book, you can fill in the blank. Right? So let's name a coach. And you guys on the comments, even if you're watching this live or on the replay, name a coach that actually has a book.
Yeah, so I have two in my mind, Fatima. So
Yep.
I got Bob Proctor.
Bob Proctor, yeah, who just passed, right?
Yes, yes.
He's
And
written.
he's written You Were Born to Be Rich. And that was actually one of my first books when I got into self-development, and it really impacted my life. So
Exactly. Someone in the comment writes Tony Robbins, right?
yes.
I mean, he's been writing books forever. Awaken the giant. Awaken the giant within. I'm going to my bookshelf. And up till now, he wrote another book, but I think 2 years ago he wrote Money, and he's written a book every year, right? Another one says, now, I want to tell you guys something if you're watching this live or on the replay. Give StreamYard permission. So, and I promise you it's not a spam or anything like that. So when you give StreamYard permission, then I'll see your name. Instead of Facebook user, your name will pop up, and we'll be able to honor you and your responses. Another answer that came into the comments is Ianla Van Zandt. Right? Didn't she write something about fix your life?
I have no idea, Fatima, I have to say.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Bob Proctor is a great example.
Yeah,
right?
somebody else?
Yeah, what about Grant Cardone?
For sure.
He's a money coach, a real estate coach, 10x. If you're not first, you last, right? I mean, I should go run to my bookshelf right now and just grab all the books and run over here.
And what about Mel Robbins?
What about Mel Robbins? Yeah, the 5-minute rule.
Exactly.
Right? She had a TEDx talk. She's a writer. And so think about a coach that you admire that has written. Russell Brunson. Someone writes Russell Brunson,
Yeah, I
right?
got some of his books here too, and I'm just reading a book from Dean Graziosi.
There you go, right? He's partnered with Tony Robbins right now. And it's amazing to think Russell Brunson is like the funnel king,
He is.
right? He has been able to do that with his world and become a, a master at a niche. And that's what you want to do. You want to write. Now, another question I get is I've got so many books inside of me. What do I write on? Well, that's our job to help you to figure out which is the first book that you can write. Because trust me, if you're over 40, you got a minimum of 2 books inside of you. Because your life, your skills, your pain, what you overcame in your experience, someone out there needs your skills as a guidebook, your pain as a guidebook, your overcoming as a guidebook. There's someone out there right now that's struggling. Okay, it could be an immigration story, it could be an infertility, adoption, marriage. Do you know how many people are struggling right now with domestic violence, with divorce, everything that's happening in the post-COVID era? What's happening? The divorces have increased, suicide, anxiety, domestic violence. People are desperate for a solution. And you get to provide that solution in your book. Now, the way we teach how to write a book is, and we're going to do this, everything is going to be on the special event training. Okay, how do you set up your chapters? What do you write about? How do you know your book is marketable? How do you know that someone actually wants to read your book? And then how do you use your book so they can book a call with you? Strategy call, a good fit call, a discovery call. How do you introduce them to your programs so they get on your email list? Using your book as a strategy, a resource, a weapon, a tool to grow your following, to grow your email list, to get on speaking gigs, right? It is absolutely miraculous and magical. Absolutely.
I love it, Fatima, and it sounds like the best lead magnet ever to
Yeah,
have a book.
that's right.
Yeah.
When people land on your website, you just put down there, download my best-selling book, da 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 da. What if it's confidence? How to get unstuck and get confident, right? My very first one after, I don't know, how long was it now? I have to think about, my son is 17. I left when he was 4. So 13 years ago, right? The very first book I wrote as a lead magnet was how to build your confidence, keep your kids safe, and hit the road running. And I can't remember the right words, but your lead magnet, your book will change as you evolve. And the faster you write your book, the faster the good stuff will come out. You need to get that first one out because you've got some gold inside of you, right? You've got some amazing, amazing gems that the world needs to know. What you went through, how you were fashioned, your voice, your parents, the school you went through. Your story matters, and we need to hear it.
Absolutely. And Fatima, I have another question for you. So you already have written 8 books. And I don't know, I feel like there is something in the background happening where you might be writing another book. So tell me more about that. And why do you keep writing more books?
Okay, there's a couple of questions in there. So, why do I keep writing more books? Let me answer that question, because there's always a book happening. There's always a book coming. I took a pause from writing books in the last couple of years because we decided very intentionally to focus on helping people and women pivot and create amazing businesses online because the time was calling for that. The time was calling for that. We had know-how and knowledge to do that. We are writing a new book, and it will be happening, God willing, this year. And it is very, very exciting because we learned so much in the last few years. I owe it to the world to give it to them. And that's how I look at it. I look at it like that. If God has put us in a journey and I learned something, especially the failures, we should, and I owe it to the world to share it with them. I owe it to the world to give back and say, I went through this experience. We hired a team. We did all this crazy stuff online. We generated so much money. We gave more money in charity than we made, the year before, right? We attracted amazing clients. We attracted horrible clients. We attracted whiny clients. We attracted ambitious clients, right? All of the stories must be told. People love stories, and stories sell. And I owe it to the women of the world to show them the failure, because we live in an Instagram world, and it's always the good stuff, the good stuff, the good stuff. But what about the crying? What about the tears? What about we scraped our knee and we cried and this happened and that happened? And guess what we did? We had a little pity party, and then we wiped our tears and we prayed and we gave some more money away in charity, and we got back on the horse and we did it again, right? Stories of overcoming. And that is why we're doing, the Million Stars Summit in May on women who are leading the way. Women who are leading the way. In whatever area you are leading the way, we want you to join us. We want you to be there. With us, it's all about inclusivity. Regardless of your race, religion, faith, ethnicity, background, history, country, we want to showcase you to our more than 200,000 followers. We want to showcase you. It's all about that. And a book does that. And somewhere inside of me, it's simmering that maybe the next book I write might not just have my name on it. Maybe your name will be on it, Janine. Maybe there are women listening to this right now saying, Fatima, I want to be in your book. I want to be in that book. Can I give a chapter in that book? And I'm totally open to these kind of ideas. I love collaboration, connection. I love showing the world who you are, right? And I'm all about that. I'm all about that. And so, yeah, connect with us. If you're excited about that and you're just like, tell me more, I want more information, send us a DM. Say, I listened to you guys talk a little bit about this. What's next? What do I do? We want to create as we go. We're designing our life, and our design includes all of you. You want to play? Come on over. Don't sit in the stands and watch us like a spectator. We want to pass the ball to you. We want to dribble. We want to play tennis with you. Get on the court with us. So yeah, Janine, did I answer your question? It was so long-winded.
No, you did, and it's so amazing. I love every single bit of it, and especially the part about like you feel really like you have to share your story. It's gonna be like almost egoistic to not share it because the people really need it these days, and I just love that attitude of sharing and giving the stories away and the failures, because that's where we really learn from, and that's what belongs to success, all the failures. So thank you so much for answering that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And I'll tell you, if this is intriguing to you and you're listening to this right now and you're saying, I have that desire to write a book. I've had this desire for a long time to write a book. What are you waiting for, my love? What are you waiting for? There's no time like now. And write that book, because next year you're going to want to write another book, right? So we played that game on name a coach that has a book that has been published. Now, if you think about those same people that you mentioned, did they just write one book and stop? Why did they keep writing books? What do you think, Janine?
Well, I think they develop, like you were sharing before. They develop. They keep sharing their story, what's going on. And I think also that's the inspiring part about books and about listening to stories. Like if you can follow someone along their footsteps, and they are not just there and say, "Oh, look at me, I got the Ferrari and the villa." But if you can read their story and read about their failures, that is so much more relatable. And then these people really will become your biggest fans, instead of just saying, "Oh, okay, she has a big house, whatever." But if they know your story, then it's totally different, and they will really like want to connect with you. They're gonna want to like follow your videos, and they want to be your next clients. So that's just
Exactly. Exactly. And that is what happens. Life happens. We get new mentors. We get new heartbreaks, new failures, new success, new money, new zip codes, right? And what we want to do is we want to share that with the world. So we feel like there's a new book bubbling in us, and now we've got to write that book. We had a new investment, we made money, we got to write that book. We lost money, we got to write that book. This happened, we got to write that book. And we put it out there. And you're right. If I think about all the books I've written, I wrote the book as my personal development was going on. My children were growing, my life was changing, my business was evolving, I was evolving, I was meeting new people on the way, I was investing in higher paid coaches, higher paid mentors. And then as I was investing in higher paid mentors, people were paying me higher fees. It was like, what is going on? How am I changing, right? From welfare mom 13 years ago to someone writes a check for 30,000. It's like, what is going on, right? The conversation I had with my son a couple of years ago. And so my kids are 32 to 17. Okay, so there's a big gap there. And my oldest has problems with my parenting. Okay, how I parent the younger ones. Trust me, he's got problems with that. Okay. He's like, you don't parent them properly. Of course, I was 21 when I had you, dude. Okay, I'm a different human being. Did you actually think at 21 and then the last one was at 32 or 34, I would be the same human being? No, nothing is sanitized anymore. That was like the whole thing, right? I don't sanitize things like I did it. It's right. And so he's having a conversation with me, and he tells me, he goes, the mom you are today is not the mom I had. Okay, so the mom he had was jam making, bread making, staying at home, running my in-laws business, my husband's business. All the parties are happening in my house, and potluck and halakas and anything happening in my house. I was like the socialite. Okay, and my jobs was everything. And I didn't have like an ambitious bone in my body. Like I wanted my own thing. Whatever my husband wanted, I was there. I was the best daughter-in-law, the best wife, the best mom, homeschooled for 18 years. That was my life. Okay. And today I cook twice a week. I have people coming in to help me prepare, clean, do all the stuff. My shopping, everything is done. And yeah, like I mean, yesterday I was doing some prep work. Sunday is my prep day, Wednesday is my prep day. But that's it. I'm not Miss Homebody because I run two international companies. And so he's sitting there and he's telling me, he's like, there's a part of me that really wishes my younger siblings would know the mother I had. Like you always playing baseball and basketball and all of that. And I'm like, but let me ask you, love, would that woman have been able to do what I do today? And he said, no, no, right? So as we evolve, there's pieces of us we have to let go of to step into something. Like a monkey bar at a park, you cannot hold on to both things if you want to move and shift. You got to let go to grab on to the next one. Which part of you do you kill? Do you release? Do you love? Do you let go of to step into the new you? Right? Muhammad Ali said, a man at 60 who is the same at 40, and I know I'm messing up his quote, has lost 20 or 40 years of their life. It's the same thing with the evolution of your life and my life. And so as we grow and change and evolve and step up, a new book emerges, a new you emerges. Your niche changes. Your people change. Your book change. Your titles change. Who you are changes. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes so much sense. And I love that, you know, all the change. And like the negative people gonna say, oh, you changed, and they mean it a negative way. And I'm saying, I'm so glad you've changed, and I got to meet you now, and you know, having teach you this to all the people around you, and showing them the way on how to do this so they can step into your footsteps and do exactly the same. So
Yeah.
amazing.
And I'm excited to work with all of you ladies. If you're watching this live or on the replay, click the link. You know, watch the special event, come to the special event. We'll send you the link. You can register, and you owe it to yourself to find out what is it like to get published. Oops, my alarm's going off. You owe it to yourself to get published, to find out what is the publishing world all about. Am I ready to write that book? Why should I write the book? How should I write the book? How do I title the book? How do I market the book? We're going to go through all of that, right? So if you're ready to position yourself as an authority, as an expert, and you think this is the right next step for you, and there's been this urge inside of you, click the link. Janine and I will see you inside of the wonderful masterclass special event, and I promise we'll have a great time. Anything else, Janine?
Absolutely. I just want to say, if you're watching this still right now, then I'm just remembering the quote that says, when you are ready, the teacher appears. So come join us on that special event, and I look forward to seeing you there.
Click the link. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone.